Alright, welcome.
Hey, what's happening?
This is Genesee County Compassion Club Show. Thanks for joining us today here at FlintTalkRadio.com. Glad to be back in the studio. Glad to be off the couch.
That's awesome. I'm sure you're sick of that couch.
Yes, I am. Sick of that couch, and I'm sure that couch is sick of me.
Getting a breather. Giving the couch a breather.
Hey! Alright.
Welcome. Yeah, join us.
I'm going to take a cookie.
Be free, Boogie.
No, that Boogie had to fly.
Yeah.
He was on a mission.
Yes.
How's it going?
Feeling better?
Cookie-tastic.
Yes.
Cookie-tastic. These are the lemon cookies that John got us. They're amazing.
They are amazing.
They are amazing.
He picks out excellent snacks.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want us. He knows we got the munchies every time we come in.
Mm-hmm.
No. No.
Always.
They do say that, a side effect of cannabis use is increased appetite, otherwise known as munchies.
Yeah, some
I've been told about that.
some more than others.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today on the show.
Yes.
We're here to talk about some medical marijuana stuff. We're here to talk about the Genesee County Compassion Club. And we're here to talk about whatever else it is that we feel like talking about. So,
It's gonna be one of those.
glad you joined us. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on here in the world of our world. And we're bringing it to you. So, what's up? I know we got some events going down at the Compassion Club.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we have going on?
What do we have going on right now? Let's see.
Yeah.
For classes, let's start with classes this month.
Okay.
Classes.
Classes are always fun.
Educational.
March 20th,
3C.
we have our business of caregiving.
Okay.
Yes, it's a great
Business.
class.
It's
It
the
starts
business.
at 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be a 2-hour class. It's a great class to take if you're interested in becoming a caregiver or just even interested in how it works as a business. Jeremy here teaches the class. It's an amazing class.
Yes. Wait a minute.
He will be back.
Yeah.
As well.
There you go. Class is $25 for members, $40 for non-members. I know every time you have this class, it's pretty full. So I'd recommend sign up as soon as possible. After that, we have another busy class. Yes, another busy class.
They're so busy.
It is hash making on the 29th.
People
Let's
love
see
the hash
here.
making.
It is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this class is $40 for members and $70 for non-members. And this class is going to go over everything from THC extraction. The first one is the heat class, covers different methods of heat extractions, including cooking methods, topical oils, and medicinal uses. Please bring a notebook. THC extraction class, we'll be working in the ice lab. They'll cover the history of cold extraction from keef sifting to the bubbleator. Students will participate in extracting with ice and get to work on the machines. So if you do come, bring some frozen trim if you have it. 1 to 2 ounces of frozen trim is preferred. Once you take this class, you also will be certified to use the hash lab on your own after that. So both these classes are pretty busy classes, so I'd recommend signing up as soon as possible. They always fill up very fast. And then I know we have a third class this month.
3?
It's more of like a seminar class from what I was told. But DJ Short will be in town on the 30th of April. He's going to be coming in town. Yes. He's going to be in town. And it says on here that we are going to have him back from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. actually teaching a class. Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. I was just making sure it was the same
Yes.
same thing he's going to go over. It's going to be a nice seminar like he did last time. 3-hour long seminar. I know it was full last time. It does fill up quick again, so we have 3 classes this month that really fill up quick. So if you'd like to get into these, sign up ASAP. That means as soon as possible. $50 for members on this one, $100 for non-members. He will be at the club during the day before the class also with some of his genetics, and I mean seeds and that, not actually medicine. I know everyone last time was like, oh, I thought he was going to bring genetics.
No.
Yes, he brings
You didn't
genetics.
test tube babies?
Huh? Yes. But he will be in, so we love having DJ Short back every time he comes.
Yes.
It's a great time there.
I hope he has some
Yes.
Liger DNA.
All right, awesome.
Some Liger.
Some Liger DNA would be nice.
That would be
yeah.
sweet.
I don't know which genetics he's bringing this time.
I would like to crossbreed that Liger with a Danda.
Nice.
You know what that is?
That would be a...
Wrong. It's a dingo. Okay. It's a dingo with an Amanda. You thought I was going to say panda, didn't you? Yeah, okay. All right. That's sweet. We got
Amanda
awesome
dingo.
classes coming up. We got DJ Short coming to the club again. Fantastic. Anything else we got going on?
Yeah, actually, we do have some more going on.
Okay.
Can't leave it all out. We actually have North End Soup Kitchen coming up again.
Yeah.
Go Nask.
NES.
N-E-S-K. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
N-E-S.
Took me a minute.
The
There you
NES.
go. I like that, Toby.
Word.
It's pretty gangsta. Street, dog.
Representing.
Yeah. The North End Soup Kitchen is pretty dope, though. And I mean that in the best way possible.
They do not have dope there.
No.
And it's not pretty.
But there is really good food. Every time I go there, there's always so many generous businesses that help out the places where they buy food from to use also in donations. All their food, actually, they get a decent amount of help. They obviously use a lot more. They've lost a lot of financing, like over 75% of their financing from the state and local municipalities in the last 2 years, I think it's been. Mm-hmm. So all this stuff does help out. And fortunately, I mean, I was really thinking it was going to be a lot different than when I got there. When the first time I ever went, the food was actually better than I thought. I mean, it's still soup kitchen food, which I eat every time. I go there and I eat whatever we're cooking. They let us eat beforehand. So I'm the first one there. I'm like, can I get seconds? Or is that wrong?
So there's some care involved. You're saying it's not just slop.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then on top of that, from what I understand, I know a few of us were talking about we're going to have some better food this time.
So there's a shortage of gruel.
Yeah, we got the 14th coming up this month, which we're going to do our normal volunteer day. So if anyone right now is listening to the club, the 14th of this month, we're going to have our normal volunteer day where you come in, we're going to help out. It's a Thursday. We're going to rock out, we're going to have fun, and we're going to get everyone used to it. And the people that haven't been before, this is the time for you to come. Because then the 21st, which is right after that, we have the soup kitchen again. And with this time, we have talked about making lasagna and homemade pizza. And we got the okay to do it. So that's what we're going to do.
Awesome.
So we're going to have a nice sit-down Italiano dinner. Maybe dress up like Mario and Luigi.
This lasagna is awesome.
That'd be awesome to dress like Mario and Luigi. You want to come help out?
If I can. I'm usually working that day.
Yeah, you might have to switch with someone. Just dress up like Mario.
I might be able to do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I got the stash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this time we're going to have a little bit of a different dinner where we're actually going to prepare it with food that we're bringing to the table. It's going to be awesome. So anyone that's interested in helping out with this, I highly urge this is the time to go. I know we're going to be going back in shortly, and we're also going to have our Adopt a Highway coming up soon. But the soup kitchen is definitely a treasure of its own, and I definitely recommend that we all go as often as possible with this. I mean, they love us there. We love them there. We love that they love us. That's the best way to put it. I mean, really. That's what when John called the other day, he's like telling me, making sure our dates that were confirmed with. John's the guy that runs the place, by the way. And he was just mentioned that how much he appreciates us coming down there. And all I could say back to him was, well, thank you very much. And the fact of the matter is that we actually appreciate it more that you appreciate us coming there and helping out. I mean, just because that's the way it is, you know what I'm saying? Right. It doesn't matter like if we really appreciate what we do to, there ourselves. It's more the fact that they really truly appreciate it. And it's not just like, hey, we need volunteers. They're like grateful, which is awesome because that makes you feel like you actually helped out with something. You didn't go there to help out to get a paycheck. It's a team effort. And the people that work there, they follow the same concepts too, you know what I'm saying? They are very team motivated. So I can't always say enough about the North End Soup Kitchen. Sign up for it. Let's get over there. We'll also adopt a highway coming up, hopefully in April.
May.
So if you don't, May. Yeah, sorry, May. sorry. We have a lot in April. So speaking of April will be coming up soon. Let's not forget we do have the 420 party coming up. 420 party. Woo! I heard we have some new arrangements possibly this year for music. With how it's going to be set up, because new additions.
You want to make sure you cast your vote down at the club on the bulletin board.
Just getting there.
Yep.
Yes. What did you vote for?
I didn't get to vote yet because I can't write.
You know what there is? Can you name them off?
Well, I can name a couple.
Let's try to name them all then. Because I can't remember.
I think there's donkey toe painting.
Okay.
Is that one of them?
Donkey toe painting.
I believe skeet shooting's on there.
Skeet shooting. You're going to get us in trouble. There will definitely not be skeet shooting.
How come we don't have a tomato pit, though? Like, we have the dunk tank on there. The dunk tank is on there, but we don't have
let's talk about what we do have.
That for too long.
Because I know,
I
know there's that one guy, he's like offering trips to Mars, but you don't get to land there, you just get a flyby.
Yep.
And you have to buy like 100 tickets to be in. Yeah, it's a rip.
Okay. Dunk
think it
tank,
was
bounce
something for the
house,
show.
joust pit, slam dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a few other things on there as well. But you guys can cast your vote at the club for what type of events you want to have at the annual 420 party this year. So if you get a chance to, stop out at the club. Make sure you cast your vote. The spot to do that is right on the white dry erase board that is located next to the security check-in station.
Yes,
on
sir.
the member side there. So
We need more votes.
yeah, we want to hear from you guys because we don't want it to be boring. We want to be providing something that you guys can enjoy because it's for you. That's what the 420 is all about. It's about saying thank you to you guys, the members, for being members.
Yes.
And we want to say thank you. So let us do that. Help us do that. Tell us what it is you'd like to see. And, we're always open to suggestions, too. So if you've got some wild, wacky idea like a tomato pit,
Right.
Yeah.
hey, throw it out there. Let's see what we can come up
Sorry,
with for
Toby.
you.
Venomous petting.
It's the wrong
zoo.
time of year for tomatoes, right?
That sounds fun.
How about apples?
That's what tomatoes.
Why don't
feel
we
like
use
around
rocks?
Michigan.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Looking forward to the 420 party. Hope you guys can make it out. Any other things coming up, Chad?
Huh. Not that I can remember it now.
Okay.
Oh, we do have our Bucks for Bark still going on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I know. 'Cause every time I go up and get something to drink, I throw $1 in there.
There you go.
We're
Yes,
taking
sir.
donations in money, and we're also taking donations in form of goods. Non-open food, treats. We need bleach. Bottles of bleach, and rags and towels. Like that stuff
Yeah.
goes a long ways there. They use that stuff for cleaning purposes.
So we get some pee pads.
Yep, some pee pads. Pee pads work nice. You can donate that stuff. We have a doghouse sitting there along the wall.
Could've used
Bring
one of
something
those
in,
last
donate
week.
on that, or drop some funds off. You know what I'm saying? If you got a little extra change, toss it in there when you get a snack, or eat some papers, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, help out. Arf arf.
All right, Bucks for
Arf.
Barks.
You gotta do that when you throw a buck in there too.
Arf. Yeah, I'll
They
challenge you guys. Let's see who can do the best bark.
The
Not,
loudest
not
bark.
now, not this second, but like next time you go up to the snack bar and you donate $1, I want you guys to give out the loudest bark, like "Roo!" or just make it crazy, and we're gonna see who gets the best bark. I know the staff can keep track of
Scary.
it there at the snack bar just by hearing it, and all the people around will judge it. You know what I'm saying? That way,
Right.
nothing official. Just give a good bark out, and we're gonna find out who's got the best bark in the place.
We can do that.
Yeah.
People-
Oh, on top of that too, don't forget, I didn't get a new one for this week, so we're gonna continue last week's drink of the week because I know it was such a
Drank
popular
all the
hit.
way.
The drink of the week last week
Yeah.
was such a big hit. We gotta keep it one more week.
Okay.
I know Daytop was hitting it up. We have the drink of the week.
Drink of the
Doo-doo-doo. It's called the JR. Ask for a JR.
That's all you gotta do. It's that simple.
Yep,
Oh,
ask
really?
for a JR.
Really?
That's for a JR.
Yep, a JR. Can I get a JR? What JR is a mocha with hot cocoa mix instead of chocolate syrup.
Okay.
So it's like a hot
It really
cocoa
makes
mocha.
that big a difference?
It's a
Oh, yeah.
hit.
Yep.
Really?
With
Yeah.
a little bit of whipped cream on top, some chocolate, and a little bit of cinnamon.
Oh.
Now, JR does not like the cinnamon from what I was told. Sorry, JR, I gotta call you out on this one. But it's the JR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine coming in. It's really cold. You've been out shoveling or something.
Dude,
you
it
get
sounds
in there.
better than a Jeffrey.
Yes,
It's a JR.
it's the JR.
A little JR in your mouth is better than a Jeffrey.
All right.
Dude, he's gonna so sabotage my computer for saying that again. Last week he was like, I can't believe you didn't drink after me. I'm like, that's what it is though.
It's the JR.
I asked what the most popular drink is right now, and it's your drink.
Oh, it's flattering. Yeah, somebody be drinking the JR and be like, wow, this guy has excellent taste.
Yeah.
This guy tastes awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got a little wang to it.
This one's a little creamier than last time though.
All right. So get over to the snack bar, get yourself a JR. Make sure you let out a bark when you drop in $1.
Yep.
And awesome.
Don't forget too, we still have our donation jar there, and we have the nice bell there. So I know some people ask,
are awesome.
what the
Give
what
it a
the
little
bell's for.
ring.
Yeah, the more you tip, like $1 gets you a ring. A couple
Ding.
dollars gets you more rings.
Ding,
and we've
ding.
had people drop 5s, 10s, and 20s in there, and all of a sudden you'll get like a ring fiesta.
But
Like,
I know people that pay to not ring.
yes, they have
Yes.
before.
There's
True.
the non-ringing donator as well.
Those are cool too, and we'll take both.
Like, I'm
I don't
paying.
do that. I'll still get you.
Here's
like
my
half the
donation.
back.
And
All
here's
that
another
is-
donation for the silent donation.
Hey, all that is the bell working twice as good.
Exactly.
It's twice as
Yep.
effective.
Yep.
It's
Keep it
really
ringing.
all it is.
It gets cold and lonely. Keep that bell ringing, people.
Yes, that moose has a story behind it. I won't get into it, but I had to travel from here all the way up near Mount Pleasant, all over to Grand Rapids, down to Lansing to find that darn thing because it wasn't easy going to a Tractor Supply store. I thought they'd have little stores you go buy. Barn house, bells, like something to alert people that dinner's ready and such. Yeah, without spending like an arm and a leg at like antique shop, you aren't gonna find one. Like the ones I saw were like a couple $100, if not $500-$600. And I was like, really? Like they don't just make these for farms anymore? Like, what if you're a new farmer?
Balls that hang down.
Yeah.
Chime. They don't even ring. They actually say chime.
Like where's the new farmer?
Swarovski crystal bell with some golden balls in it. Chime. They're even
beautiful.
soft. The balls are soft, but yet they still chime.
Guess what I found that thing out though?
Swiss
You'll never
technology. Swiss technology. They're like Rolex balls. All right.
Whisper quiet.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so we do have
nice.
some interesting stuff to share with you, and I wanted to. I got a couple news items here. There's a story here. Editor at BuzzFlash, or of BuzzFlash, excuse me, at Truth Out, whatever that is.
BuzzFlash.
Yeah, Mark Carlin. All right, wrote this fine dandy article, and it's kind of cool, nifty thing about it is, excuse me, it's talking about national issue here that we're dealing with here in law enforcement, and the report. It takes a while to get reports. You know what I mean? Like you never get the report as quick as you'd like to get. So this report is from 2011, and the report is basically says there are more marijuana arrests in 2011 than there were apprehensions for violence, and that's nationwide. Wow. So and his article is entitled "A National Disgrace," which I think, Mark, you definitely hit it on the head.
Yes, sir.
So there's some evidence to back that up. The Huffington Post reported, highlighted an FBI report that said in 2011, marijuana possession arrests totaled 663,000 people, or arrest, and 32, don't forget the last, 32. So 663,032 arrests nationwide, according to the FBI in 2011. Obviously, this is more than all of the violent crimes combined.
That's insane.
Okay? And in addition to that, evidence compiled and compared to reports from 1980 is that these possession arrests that we're talking about here, and these were marijuana possession arrests. This is not distribution, manufacturing.
Right.
It's just possession. That these possession arrests have nearly doubled since 1980.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy Reagan. Thank you, President Nixon. Thank you, Department of Justice and the FBI for perpetuating your nonsense and continuing on in your job self-perpetuation. Yeah.
And how about Obama saying that his administration was not going to pursue this kind of stuff?
Hey, what do you think you are attacking Obama? We have got zero help, John. It's not just Obama's problem. And if you still think that Obama actually calls the shots, I am sorry for you. But you're right. We have gotten zero backing on a federal level when it comes to medical marijuana or marijuana in general. The public policy is far ahead of, or let me put it this way, public opinion is far ahead of public policy. Okay, we have a national public opinion that is bordering somewhere, and it's been proven by countless different surveys. National public opinion is varied right now between 47 and 52% of all America believes that marijuana should not be illegal. Okay, that's a pretty strong, definitive number. All right, if you could tell me which of your last presidents was elected with that majority. Okay, and I understand that 45% is not a majority to a yes or no question. But, we got to look at the real numbers here. And you can't tell me that choosing left or right or Republican or Democrat is not a yes or no question. We all know if you vote Green Party, you might as well just throw your ballot in the trash. So it is, too, a yes or no question. You only get to choose one or the other. Two choices, multiple choice, two choices. Okay, true or false, yes or no, whatever you want to call it. And we have a pretty strong number here that says public policy, what are you thinking? We know marijuana is a relatively benign substance. We know it's not addictive. We know it doesn't really cause that many health problems, at least not short term. I mean, we know that it's less intoxicating or less inebriating than alcohol, a substance that is regulated, taxed, controlled, and promoted for all intents and purposes in this country, and yet we continue to put people in jail for something that is less detrimental to society. And yet we want to say that our current policies are the smartest way of dealing with this in society. Well, here I got some more numbers for you. Huffington Post also pointed out taxpayers, all right, listen, national estimates put the annual cost of marijuana arrest above $10 billion. Let me read that again to you. Some national estimates put the annual cost of marijuana arrests at above $10 billion.
That's what it's costing us to arrest these people for nothing.
I'll give you another example. Low-level arrests for marijuana possession cost in the New York City alone, in 2010, $75 million. That's what it costs the city to arrest, prosecute, process low-level marijuana possession within New York City limits. All right? The New York governor, if you weren't aware, Andrew Cuomo, has proposed decriminalizing possession of 15 grams or less. And this is something that he addressed in the State of the State's address last week. So this is a problem, folks. It is not something that is helping America. It is not cost-effective to continue prohibitive practices, despite what the DEA and the FBI will continue to say. Folks, they are in the job of keeping their job.
Right.
And I'm not in the business of putting them out of work. I think there's plenty of other things that they could dedicate themselves to. But I don't need them to continue to pursue practices that our country is no longer interested in retaining. It's clear.
Yeah.
And at the same time, continue to perpetuate those practices is detrimental. You are spending money on a thing that is not a problem. You are creating a problem rather than solving one.
How many people could that help, that $10 billion?
Yeah, $10 billion.
A year.
Right, a year. That was in 2011.
How many people could that help?
Yeah. Absolutely astounding that, we continue to allow the Department of Justice, the DEA, the FBI, our president, our representatives to continue to flounder in this, stupidity. And merely we can go on and on about, okay, marijuana is still Schedule 1 and there's no scientific evidence. At least that's what our government says, when we know it's a blatant lie. I mean, all of those things just keep adding up to change this paradigm of marijuana in this country. But, in the meantime, can we not spend $10 billion a year? Good night.
Yeah.
All right, so Mark, I appreciate the article, well written, and thank you for getting that info out. Also, thank you to the Huffington Post.
How much billion you say?
10.
Okay, so if you took $1 billion of that,
I'm not sure what $1 billion is. I've never had $1 billion of anything.
I've never had either, but I'm
other
just
than
assuming,
maybe like skin cells or something.
How about this? If you took $1 billion, I bet you could do some pretty good work.
Bacteria
to give it to like some soup kitchens or stuff like that to help out.
Are you kidding
I
me?
bet you could help out the community with $1 billion just to give it back.
Well, I don't know.
There
Maybe
wouldn't
you could
be no
Google,
such
like,
thing
what
as
was the annual budget for the Red Cross in 2011?
There'd be no
And what was the international budget for the Red Cross in
Yeah.
2011? Because I bet you it wasn't $10 billion.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like Bill and Melinda Gates money.
There'd be no need for a soup
funny
kitchen
money.
if that money was available to help the people.
You and I could not carry $10 billion, even if they gave it to all in like $1,000 bills, which don't even exist, right? You couldn't carry it.
I don't know.
My junior high teacher one time told us about $1 million.
Yeah.
He said if you had $1 million and it was in all $1 bills on the floor, he said you could pick them up and constantly put them on a tabletop.
Yeah.
He said you'd be doing that for the rest of your life, according to what he said. Now I don't believe that.
Well, actually, it's actually kind of true, because if you take the amount of time it would take you to pick up a piece of paper off the floor and to set it on the table, let's just say it takes 5 seconds, all right?
Right.
Times 5 seconds times $1 million, all right? Do the math. That's a lot of time.
Right.
You're going to be dead.
Right, that's what he
You know
told
what I
me.
mean?
So, and he put that in perspective about this is back in the 70s about the U.S. budget back then.
Right.
And he was
Yeah, now we're dealing in trillions.
trillions. I mean, that's more money than we've ever created.
No, what people don't realize is, like, okay, I'll give you a visual. Everybody's seen a pallet, right? A 4x4 pallet. And when a pallet's cubed, it's 4 foot tall as well, right? If you have a cubed pallet and it's $100 bills, it'll be $1 million. Tell me it's not ironic, okay?
Right.
Just tell me that wasn't planned to begin with, okay? And I'm not going to believe you, all right? But yeah, it just so happens that a 4x4 pallet of $100 bills stacked up perfectly will equal $1 million. I think it's for shipping purposes myself, but you know, hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to my opinion.
Well, like picking up things.
That's why they weigh
last-
money.
Exactly, Chad. You're exactly right. There's no sense in counting and seeing if there's $1 million on that pallet. Let's just throw it on a set of scales.
0.999 of a
Yeah.
gram.
Yeah.
Did you see the other day they had like $250 million they seized in a drug deal. You know, the U.S. government seized in it.
Was it like the back of a semi-trailer or
But
something?
it was on a pallet, and it had like mostly American currency, but up front you could see it was different color currency. I don't know what color country it was
Sure.
from, but that was $250 million on that pallet. You know, because it was bigger than a $100 bill.
Right.
You know, they had bigger bills, but that was what we just gave the Muslim Brotherhood to finance themselves in Egypt.
Just one pallet?
That was just the amount. That was about the same amount, but just one pallet. But that's gonna be more than that.
So you said 250 million?
$250 million.
That's 250 pallets.
There was like they said it was like they said that was $250 million on that pallet. It was stacked up pretty high.
Yeah, I guess
But
so.
I mean, $250 million given to a country just like that for a government that just basically was created out of thin air.
Well, you know, I mean, that's how things work.
Well, you're
And,
talking about people that would weigh this and say it's a pound too.
True. Well, I bet you when it comes to weighing money, they get out the old triple beam.
It's true.
Hey, Red Cross though, their expenses
Yeah. No. Yeah.
3.4 billion.
A year.
Seriously?
Yep.
3.4 billion. So they could have financed the Red Cross 3 times over,
For 3 years.
or for 3 years, right?
What
For the same amount of money that we spent on just marijuana arrests for possession in this country in 2011.
There's
Does that blow your mind?
They had an
It's insane.
excess of 30 million though, or almost
Well, in assets. That's not what they spent in a year, right? That's net assets.
no excess for the year.
That's 30 million.
Yeah, so I just said 30.
I thought you said billion. Sorry.
No, 30 million.
30.
For 3
Dude,
years.
millions are so passe.
Well,
Yeah.
for 3 years.
That's so 2010, dude.
Come on, haven't you heard that song? I want to be isn't it? I want to be a billionaire.
Billionaire, yeah.
Some stupid song.
I don't
I
know.
bet you. I'd like to see if that guy could write down a billion. All right. Anyways, I got another story here. This is from the Seattle Times. Our Attorney
Nice.
General Eric Holder. You know that we had this same conundrum occur for medical marijuana people back in this country a couple years ago. Michigan had just passed its law. You had Colorado expanding, other states expanding, Arizona, Rhode Island, so on. Anyways, federal government had to step up and say something. You know what I mean? Like, hey, all right, fine. If you guys have a state medical marijuana law and you are following it, then you don't have to worry about federal law enforcement when it comes to marijuana being an illegal substance federally. So that was the memo we got, the Holder memo that people refer to. It's often referred to in court cases and so on.
Right.
That was about 3 years ago now. So now we're waiting on a new memo, right? Because we just had Colorado and Washington legalize. So this has nothing to do with medical marijuana. This is recreational use for adults, passed by the voters in that state. And obviously now it's time to start rolling it out. People are like, hey, we can have it. We want it now. Where do we go get it at? And so now the problems begin. So anyways, the Attorney General Holder was supposed to issue out some sort of memo to basically, say, how are they going to handle this? What's the law enforcement going to be for this scenario? We already know what we said about medical marijuana. Now we got a new monkey on our back. And how are we going to enforce this federally? Do we enforce it? Who do we make exceptions for? Do we not make exceptions? What's going to happen? So, am I going to be legal if I go use cannabis recreationally in the state of Washington and Colorado as a resident there? Yes, I am. But I would be illegal as a citizen of the United States. I'd be illegal on a federal level, just like we are, those of us who are in medical marijuana, already understand this. So this is a new concept for a lot of folks, but you can see how it's going to now affect a whole larger audience.
Oh, yeah.
Not just people who are using it for an exception or a caveat, like our Attorney General likes to refer to it here in this state. It is a wide, broad spectrum of consumers, cannabis users now. They're going to be breaking federal law but abiding by state law. So we have this question of law supremacy, law enforcement, administration, and we're waiting for the federal government, Eric Holder, who is our Attorney General, to step up and to say, what's it going to be? And I guess the updates, I'm giving this to you real time. It's like 7:18 update a.m. this morning. Eric Holder said the Obama administration was still considering their response to this voter-approved marijuana legislation. And Holder said a response would be coming soon. Moving on. Now, okay, this is all from 7:18 this morning. That was the update. The original post, that was the update, right? So the original post that was issued out like the day before or whatever, for that, he's scheduled to testify this morning. Eric Holder was scheduled to testify this morning. Of course, I just gave the update, so now you know that he didn't testify. But he was supposed to. I mean, come on, give up the goods. What are you going to do, man? Tell us what it is. And, not that us in Michigan here are affected by these legalization measures, but obviously we're wondering what's going on.
It could be in the
obviously
future.
It's a mirrored event happening all over again, so we're wondering what's up, what's going to happen. So, there's some comments on here. Justice Department may produce a memo today or soon. Prediction is it will condemn legalization and affirm federal authority to enforce the Controlled Substances Act. It'll give marijuana users a bit of assurance that they won't be locked up in a federal cell, with language similar to the 2009 Cole memo, which is exactly what we just talked about, giving medical marijuana users a pass if they operate with clear and unambiguous compliance with existing state laws. Nice. So, says here, it won't give state regulators a free pass to set up a marijuana market, no matter how tightly controlled the seed-to-sale rules are. And this is just someone's opinion, but this is exactly where they are at. They're dealing with the exact same scenario that we've dealt with in medical marijuana now for 15 years, here in this state for 5. And it's time that we need to recognize the injustices that have been placed upon the citizens in this country by a federal government. Yes. Yep. Our country was not built to be ran by a federal government. It was built to be ran by state governments who make up a federal government.
Look how freaked out people are about their
country. And when they start infringing federal policies onto personal rights, they've overstepped their bounds. The federal government is not for that purpose, folks.
Right. Look at them now, though. They're trying to take away people's guns, and people are freaking out. What you guys don't realize is that you used to be able to have cannabis. They took it away from you just like they are trying to do with guns. And now people are freaking out. Not saying they're the same, but people are freaking out over something trying to be taken away from them now. You guys need to realize you need to fight for the things you've already lost, too. But don't let anything be taken away from you. We need to get back cannabis, and we need to keep our rights to bear arms. And that's whether guns or actual have bear arms mounted on your wall. Either way you want to, take that. Hey, I asked someone, they said they don't like guns, they like bear arms.
Being in medical marijuana, or for those folks out there in Washington or Colorado that are saying to themselves, I want to be involved in marijuana. I feel like it's for me. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. That person has to also realize, like what Chad's saying, is that, okay, you're going to be a criminal in the eyes of the federal government. So by right, now you're not entitled to things that a normal citizen is, such as the entitlement to your Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Right. And, you have to realize that when you are a criminal, you've put yourself in that position to where you don't have rights any longer. And that's the risk that people take when they break federal law. So that's why we need to have a policy, a change in federal law. That's why it's so vital, is because for people just to be able to exercise the real nature of our Constitution, the true freedom of this country, that they need to be able to do that without being considered a criminal. And I think this is another story I got for you quickly. I know we're running out of time. Probably got our brothers from Pure Pro Wrestling coming up.
I got something else to mention before we let go, too.
Well, we're not going anywhere yet.
Well, I know. Just don't let me forget.
I won't.
I already did.
I'm just going to remember that I wasn't supposed to forget.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. So, $900,000 fine for marijuana.
What?
For what?
Julio Cesar Chavez, God rest his soul, and we're not talking about him. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and I don't know that they're related.
Could be.
Could be. He was fined with a $900,000 fine and a 9-month suspension. He is a middleweight champion boxer. If you're not familiar with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he is a kick-ass boxer. He is very well known in the sport of boxing, and he was nailed with a $900,000 fine and a 9-month suspension, not because he was using the juice to get through the fight, but because he was tested positive for marijuana.
What?
Yeah. So
That's stupid.
Nevada State Athletic Commission slapped him down with a fine
Nevada.
and a suspension. And again, not because he was cheating, not because he was using steroids.
Because he was trying to relax.
Yeah,
and
because maybe
feel
the
some
guy
pain.
had a little bit of pain
He fights.
after he got done boxing. I don't know.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other, and they're like, oh, I just want to smoke a doobie.
Well, and for those of us that have experienced the benefits of cannabis use, to compare that to the benefits of an opiate use, when you need to have long-term pain management, there is no comparison.
Right.
One is a death sentence. The other one is a life sentence.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're an athlete,
You know what I
want to
mean?
keep your appetite.
Yeah,
I was on
no doubt about
tramadol for like 7 days because of my injuries, and I got headaches and nausea, and I was on a low dose amount. I didn't even take the full amount I was supposed to, and I had to withdraw.
Yeah.
I had withdrawal symptoms. They were mild, mind you, but amazing. So I cannot imagine somebody who's on high dosed, high strength.
Oh, yeah.
Opiates.
I know people.
It's going to ruin your life. And if you got permanent pain, unlike, thank God I'm not in that spot with this type of thing. But if you're like Chad, who's got nerve damage, what are you supposed to do? Give him something that's going to kill him in 15 years?
Right.
I want to live
What
at least to
responsible
50.
person would do that? I'd be like, look, you either got to live with the pain, or you can take this stuff here, but just know you probably die from it.
Mm-hmm.
In anywhere from a 10 to 20 year state, depending on how often you use this stuff,
Yeah.
it will kill you. So you choose.
No one's died from
But you don't have to choose. You can use cannabis. It's not harmful or toxic in any way, shape, or form,
No one's died.
and still provide pain relief.
No.
So, in fact, when I was at the
No addicts.
emergency room
No brainer.
and I had a broke leg and my broke arm, I was able to medicate before I went to the hospital. That's why I stopped at home first.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did, and then I went and I got in the car and I drove to the hospital. Well, I was driven to the hospital
Right.
at that point. And I laid there for like 3 hours waiting for him to come in and, pull my wrist back together and shit. And all I can tell you is I didn't ask for any pain meds until they knocked me out. And they all looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, I don't need it. I don't want it, and I don't need it.
Right.
And they just said, yeah, well, that's cool, man. Wow, you're really toughing it out. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know that's part of it. But the other part of it is I got my medication. You know what I mean? And I'm totally coherent. I'm communicating with them. I'm not lethargic. I'm not out of my mind where I can't communicate.
Right.
So it kind of blew them all away. I mean, I'm hopping down the hospital hall on one leg to get to my x-ray room. You know what I mean? Most people aren't going to do that. And I have to believe that the cannabis helped me do that. And I would pick that a million times over any of the other crap like Vicodin or Oxys that they wanted to give me.
Yeah.
And I said, no, if you give me a prescription for that stuff, you can keep it because I'll never go fill it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I got a prescription for a couple things at home. I ain't going to go fill them up.
Nice.
No intention.
Poison yourself.
Yeah, I want to go get some Flexor oils. Yeah, right.
So I sleep all day.
I want to shit blood.
Yeah.
What are you, crazy? You know what I mean?
Right.
And, for people that need that stuff, more power to you. And I'm so sorry that you need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
But
does have to be bad.
That is not a long-term solution. That will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Unfortunately.
for athletes like this,
Bitch.
who is clearly getting the crap beat out of him, he's a boxer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To say that he couldn't have a substance to take care of his pain that isn't going to kill him is just preposterous. And to turn around and tell him he can't even work anymore and he's going to be fined.
They can take all the
But
Vicodin
yeah,
and shit.
he can take all the Vicodin, Oxys,
morphine, whatever
Yeah.
you need.
you betcha. Because he's got a prescription for
He
it, so
could
that
even-
makes sense.
He could even go out and get a hooker and blow some coke down and be fine within 4 or 5 days for his drug test. But because he wanted to smoke some weed, I'm not trying to say it's good. I'm just saying that's how one side of this is. Like you could do anything else but the weed because the weed's gonna last your system
Yeah.
just like anything else. Not just like before.
Yeah.
Sorry, longer than anything else. Period. So they just promote, go out and do the political rich guy drugs. You know what I'm saying? Do that kind of stuff. Go get your doctor to hook you up with some pills. I mean, because it's completely legal.
Well, and
But
it's,
you smoke some weed, you're completely blackballed. Like, for real?
And we have a lot of friends.
Nevada has a medical thing.
Well, yeah, like I know we've got a lot of friends that have been in either professional sports or long-term, type of athletic careers, and there isn't one of them that I know that was not on a long-term pain management program,
Of course.
developed by a pain management doctor that revolved around substances that were, definitely did the job, but also provided adverse side effects and ones that, sometimes in some cases will never be reversed.
Yep.
They have shortened their lifespan because they had to go through that treatment. And that is not something that cannabis would do.
Yep.
So to me, I think for sports medication, cannabis should be the number one thing used. It should be used as a salve, and it should be used and ingested, orally, and maybe vaporized as well for, when quick relief is needed.
Right.
But I think that, true pain management should have to include cannabinoid administration along with opiate.
Now, what do you think, though, too?
I don't think the opiate should be eliminated, and I don't want to deal with opiates myself. I'm just saying,
they're there for a reason.
Yeah, for doctors to completely discount their use, to me, is just stupid.
Aren't they supposed to be looking for drugs that are enhancing what they're doing? Are
Yeah,
they
and
worried
aren't they
that
supposed to be
THC is
looking
gonna
at,
enhance
weighing the
their fighting
positives and the
abilities?
negatives of a drug? Like, okay, yeah, I'm going to make you feel no pain, but you're going to die in 15 years because this is a morphine patch, and that's just the way it goes. No, I'm sorry, I don't have anything else for you to try. Well, cannabis is illegal.
Yeah.
All right, get the hell out of my office.
That stuff is crazy.
All right.
That
If you want to
natural
leave with
stuff.
some fentanyl patches, I'll hook you up.
It's so crazy.
That's some stuff made in the
Did I tell you the
Philippines,
guys
some
the story
dirty
about the
factory.
guy with the fentanyl patch?
Say it again.
Did I tell you guys the fentanyl patch story? My friend's, my friend I know, her friend has a son that took a fentanyl patch, sucked on it, then he drew that saliva with that stuff in it, the fentanyl in it, into a syringe, injected into his arm, and got a bad infection. Almost lost his arm. They almost had to amputate his arm because of that infection.
Yeah,
now, don't ask me what he did that for. He could just wore the patch or done that.
Well, actually, no. I mean, that's a very common thing that John, that you're bringing up. That often is done, and what he did is he basically tried to freebase his own prescription medication. Yeah. What we don't realize is that for people who are out there abusing drugs, that is a common practice. There's a lot of different ways to freebase a fentanyl patch. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. There's a lot of different ways to freebase a lot of other medication. Time-release capsules are a joke to a drug fiend.
Yeah.
We'll fix that. It's going to get all released right now. Bam. And, the fact that those substances are being given to people as a beneficial material, it's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you could take something that a doctor gave you, melt it down, boil it down, water it down, and then ingest it, and it's going to blow your mind. You know what I mean? You can't do that with cannabis because it never will do that. It should tell you something about the substance that you're ingesting.
Oh, and morphine, that's supposed to get you through some horrible ordeal. You can get,
like you get cut off,
getting your arm reset or whatever.
If you get shot.
But that's it. Yeah, then you should be able to deal with it some other way. You shouldn't have to.
Super bad.
Well, I mean, and again, I think there are people out there that deal with pain that need something stronger than the average person does.
But they're that much pain all the time, yeah.
Right. But I don't think that a long-term treatment based around opiate use is the solution.
No.
And if it is, I would guarantee that it's not going to be packaged in a prepackaged form like you get from a pharmaceutical company, because the casings that surround those materials also are known for destroying livers and kidneys and stomach linings and on and on and on. And even if you got a quality opiate substance out of that medication, all of the materials that it was packed in are death sentences as well. So you can't escape it. If you were ingesting true, organically grown opium, you would probably have an incredibly different experience, probably be, equally alleviated, but at the same time, maybe not quite as damaged. Now, certainly, that's not something I'd recommend doing. I mean, that's only in an extreme situation should it even be considered. But I think the fact that, we think that because it comes in a pill form, it's safe, when in fact, what you really need is some shavings of a piece of tree bark boiled in water.
Right.
And it's the same thing. That's how they got the stuff in the pill in the first place. But yet you want to take it packed in all that crap because somebody told you that's a good way to do it, and you're too lazy to go shave the tree.
well, so be it.
Yep.
Go take your pill.
Understand the consequences.
All you gotta say is look around you really, really closely. If you're an anti-pot person, or if you ever question like the difference between pot and regular prescriptions, look at the people really around you. And if you think negative about the one, think negative about the both for an instance, and look at both people, and then try to like justify why you're thinking negatively of both kinds of medicine. And you'll see that you'll see the one. You're going to have so many reasons why you never thought negative about it before, but why you can justify being negative now if you really think about it. Look at the people taking the shit. Look at the people, how they act. Look at how they get the stuff.
Look at him.
How many times have your own family members asked you? I mean, I know every person's had a family member who's had Vicodin before for like, you know, some kind of pain surgery, whatever, growing up. And how many times have you heard your own family members, your mom, or someone in your family close to you ask you, hey, do you have an extra Vicodin by chance? I'm not feeling the best today. And like, you're like, really? Like, are you hurting? Or like, you know, someone's like, oh, I'm done with my prescription. Does anyone have any extra ones? Like, it's like free to pass around. Not saying that the families are drug people.
Do you have a breath mint?
But if you really think about that,
I mean,
and how commonly people pass around their prescriptions within families, not even to be drug addicts, but just thinking that you can get, hey, you hurt your elbow, here you go, son, here's one of my Vicodins.
Yeah, you got a deadly substance.
You're freaking. That is a drug habit. That is drug activity. You are sitting there giving people like Vicodin like it's
Poison.
okay because your doctor gave it to you. It's not. Because your kid might have scraped his shin, you don't give your kid a Vicodin. You know what I'm saying? Same with like your family members. If your uncle ran out of Vicodin because he had his teeth removed, he doesn't ask your grandmother if she has a couple extra because
You don't go get him
he needs
cocaine.
a few extra. Yeah, you want to do the same thing with that. So why would you do it with this? It's because you guys have forgotten about that it's not the same. You guys have been told that the prescriptions are okay and that they're normal. Then you get pulled over and your grandma has her purse and she's got 20 bottles of painkillers. The cop will never ask her.
Yeah.
He'll never even say a word.
All
But
of them
really-
could be illegal. He
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
But if
He
she had
doesn't
20
care.
baggies in her purse,
She was
grandma's
going
going to jail.
Yeah. We've been ingrained that it's all right to do prescriptions, but really look at
What a
prescriptions
dirty
and think of
crime.
them as a dirty drug, and then look at the way you look at the people on them. You're going to be surprised. You're going to really look at yourself like, oh, I have overlooked that. Same with drinking. I know people that think drinking's okay because their dad used to, have a few beers on the way up north and they'd sit on their lap when little kids. Like, that's not safe. Like, drinking and driving with your kid in your lap is not safe. Even though this little kid with a few beers, T-tops down, drinking a Bud Light on the way up north.
What if he can steer?
But it's still not safe.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was
really
cute,
good.
and you might have
Just
overlooked
checking.
it because it was normal.
Good.
But really, that's just as unsafe as anything else, if not worse. Like, we overlook that kind of stuff.
You're right.
And I don't want to overlook one thing.
Yeah.
It is the first Thursday of the month tomorrow.
Yes, thank you, Chad.
Member meeting.
Yes, member
Member
meeting.
meeting.
Word
Excellent.
up. Word up.
What time?
11 o'clock.
Okay.
11 a.m. we have a member meeting at the educational side of the club, which is our old building, our prior building. You come on over there. It's looking actually like it's a new building. And
It's
you
looking awesome.
Yeah, if you haven't been there in a minute, you're going to be like, well, what did you guys do?
Together.
It is looking amazing, actually.
T3C's
we
all
have some
classy
great
all of a
help with some
sudden.
wonderful handyman,
How to get all classy like this?
Oh, geez.
Oh.
I guess it is the educational center. But come on over, be part of the club. What this is for is for members to come, find out what's going on with the club, be up to date every month to month. Speak your mind. It's like a city council meeting, but for the club, and we're all members of this club. So everyone needs to give their input, give their participation. Whether it's this, whether it's the soup kitchen, whatever it is, let's make this club the best club. Let's keep it to where it is, and let's keep
Keep it the
building it
best
beyond
club.
and beyond and beyond and beyond. I mean, you can be the best club, but you have to fight to keep it there. And the way I do that is by making things better and better. And you do that by growing with positive aspects and positive hopes and positive people. So thank you guys very much for all being members and helping out with this and being part of this. And if you're not part of it yet, become part of it. Be active. Be part of this. I know Jeremy's really political. Be political.
You say it like I'm religious or something.
Well, it's kind of like
Like I have
it
a
is kind of like
disease.
it's
Like you
kind
got a
of
sign.
Jeremy's
over your
really
head.
political.
it's kind of like it's kind of you become a
Right.
talent for that kind of stuff.
That's where the sores on his
And-
face are from.
So yeah, it doesn't have to be like you could be involved with something you want to be involved with. Is what I'm getting at. Take action and be part of it. Thank you.
That's right.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Well put.
Don't be
Word.
afraid to take part and be part of something.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a part of the show this week. We appreciate being here on FlintTalkRadio.com, and always keep it real.
Hey,
Genesee County Compassion Club show.
someone said we were late too. You guys need to fix your clocks. Our clock said we were on time. So
Dude, we are on
you guys
Venusian
should, you guys
time,
should collect
We're just
your,
used to us being early.
you guys should look at
according
your
to
clocks,
the Hebrew calendar of the sixth
Collect,
dimension. So don't even tell me what time it is.
Check your sundial.
Check your
That's
sundial.
right.
Make sure it's clear. There's
Yep.
clouds in there. It
Cloudy
might
today.
be wrong.
That's why the sundial is tough.
Yeah.
Same bat time. Same
All right.
Superman
Hey, John,
channel.
do we got Pure Pro Wrestling coming up?
Actually, they just called and they can't make it because I guess they're still banged up from the other night, Saturday night.
Oh,
Weak.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, you should have saw that. You should have seen what.
No, you're right.
That's
Those
real
guys put
wrestling.
on a hell of a show.
that's real wrestling.
I wanted to go to their show. I know they put on a sweet show March 1st. It was Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
March 2nd was, yeah.
March 2nd.
And they're going to be in May 25th, I think, is going to be the re-meeting of CB Dingo and Xavier Just.
Fantastic.
Nice.
It was really a pretty good show.
I really wanted to go, John, and I was kicking myself with my one leg for not being able to make it because I wanted to go.
That caused your family to be amused, right? No.
Yeah. It's kicking my good leg.
Kick, fall down. Kick, fall down.
I fall down when I go to kick. I told my wife, I was like, yeah, if I practice, I can do like the Karate Kid. All right, thanks for joining us this week, guys. Hope to see you back here next week. And, we love
Same
you guys.
time on the
Yeah.
Swatch Watch. What was our call out? I can't remember what we said last time. It was hilarious.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Oh, we got
Something about tacos.
Yes.
GregJoslin.com.